Hey yo, welcome to Big Dog Talk Sports. This is your boy Big Dog, and this is the 2022 NFL BigDogg Awards. Subscribe, mash that like button, leave your thoughts in the comments. Let's go. Alright, man, we're going to open up with the all Big Dog first team offense. We're not doing offensive linemen, but let's go. Alright, so at quarterback, we have Kansas City Chiefs Patrick Mahomes, of course. He led the Chiefs to a 14-3 record, throwing for 5,250 yards, 41 touchdowns to 12 interceptions. He also ran for 358 yards, ran in 4 touchdowns, completed 67% of his passes. So that's Patrick Mahomes of the Kansas City Chiefs, quarterback of the first team. At running back, I have Las Vegas Raiders Josh Jacobs. He had a great season. He rushed for 1,653 yards, averaging nearly 5 yards a carry, 12 touchdowns. He also caught 64 passes for 400 yards. He had a great season. I believe he was the best running back this year. Alright, at wide receiver, we have Justin Jefferson of the Minnesota Vikings. He played great, man. 128 catches, 1,809 yards receiving, 8 touchdowns. He even ran in the touchdown. So there's Justin Jefferson of the Minnesota Vikings, a wide receiver for the all Big Dog first team offense. Alright, next we have wide receiver Davante Adams of the Las Vegas Raiders. Even though the Raiders struggled this season, Davante Adams still proved that he's arguably the best receiver in the NFL. He had 100 catches for 1,516 yards receiving and 14 touchdowns. That's Davante Adams of the Las Vegas Raiders. Alright, the third wide receiver we have on the first team is A.J. Brown of the Philadelphia Eagles. He had 88 catches, 1,496 yards receiving, and 11 touchdowns for the Philadelphia Eagles, who's been the best team in the NFL this season. So it's A.J. Brown, wide receiver for the Philadelphia Eagles. And at tight end, of course, Kansas City Chiefs, Travis Kelce. He had 110 catches, 1,338 yards receiving, 12 touchdowns, helping Patrick Mahomes make Kansas City the best offense in the NFL. So that's Travis Kelce of the Chiefs at first team offense at tight end. Alright, man, so let's get into the all Big Dog second team offense. Alright, at quarterback for the all Big Dog second team offense is Jalen Hurts of the Philadelphia Eagles. He played 15 games this year. He threw for 3,701 yards, 22 touchdowns to 6 interceptions, and he also ran for 760 yards, ran in 13 touchdowns. So it's Jalen Hurts of the Philadelphia Eagles, quarterback of the all Big Dog second team offense. Alright, at running back, I have Nick Chubb of the Cleveland Browns. This man rushed for 1,525 yards on 5.1 yards per carry, ran in 12 touchdowns. He also had 239 yards receiving and 1 receiving touchdown. That's Nick Chubb of the Cleveland Browns. All right, next we have running back Christian McCaffrey of the San Francisco 49ers. He rushed for 1,139 yards on 4.7 yards per carry and 8 touchdowns. He also had 85 catches for 741 yards receiving and 5 receiving touchdowns, and he also had 1 touchdown pass. So that's Christian McCaffrey of the San Francisco 49ers. All right, at wide receiver, we have Miami Dolphins Tyreek Hill. He had 119 catches, 1,710 yards receiving, 7 touchdowns. He also ran in a touchdown as Miami Dolphins receiver Tyreek Hill. The other receiver, we're going with Stephon Diggs of the Buffalo Bills. In 16 games, he had 108 catches, 1,429 yards receiving, and 11 touchdowns, helped leading that high-powered Buffalo Bills offense. So that's Stephon Diggs for the Buffalo Bills, all big dog second team wide receiver. And last but not least, at tight end, who else? George Kittle of the San Francisco 49ers. In 15 games, he caught 60 catches, 765 yards, and 11 touchdowns. As George Kittle at tight end of the San Francisco 49ers on a all big dog second team offense. All right, man, so that was the all big dog second team offense. Let's get into the all big dog first team defense. All right, we're going to start on the line. We have Nick Bosa of the San Francisco 49ers, who in my opinion is the Defensive Player of the Year. He had 51 tackles, 18 and a half sacks, 19 tackles for loss, 2 forced fumbles, and 1 pass defense. Nick Bosa, defensive end of the San Francisco 49ers. All right, next D lineman we have is Myles Garrett of the Cleveland Browns. He had 60 tackles, 16 sacks, 18 tackles for loss, 4 pass defense, and 2 forced fumbles. Myles Garrett was a beast for the Cleveland Browns defense. Our next defensive lineman we got is Chris Jones of the Kansas City Chiefs. He had 44 tackles, 15 and a half sacks, 17 tackles for loss, 4 pass defense, and 2 forced fumbles. For a team that's more known for their high-powered offense, Chris Jones stood out on that defensive line for the Chiefs. Alright, so the last defensive lineman we have for the first team is Max Crosby of the Las Vegas Raiders. He had 88 tackles, 12 and a half sacks, 22 tackles for loss, 4 pass defense, 3 forced fumbles, and he recovered a fumble. Max Crosby was outstanding. He just happened to be on a mediocre team. But that's Max Crosby of the Las Vegas Raiders. All right, man, we're going to get to the linebackers now. We have Roquan Smith of the Baltimore Ravens. He had 169 tackles, 4.5 sacks, 11 tackles for loss, 3 interceptions, and 6 pass defense. Roquan Smith, outstanding linebacker for the Baltimore Ravens. All right, so we got linebacker Hassan Reddick of the Philadelphia Eagles. He had 49 tackles, 16 sacks, he forced 5 fumbles, he recovered 3 fumbles, and he defended 3 passes. Hassan Reddick of the Philadelphia Eagles, and linebacker on the first team defense. All right, at linebacker we have Dallas Cowboys Micah Parsons. He had 65 tackles, 13 and a half sacks, 3 pass defense, 3 forced fumbles, 3 fumble recovery, 1 fumble recovery touchdown, 13 tackles for loss. Micah Parsons of the Dallas Cowboys. Alright, so we'll go to cornerbacks. We have Darius Slay of the Philadelphia Eagles. He had 55 tackles, 3 interceptions, 14 pass defense. A major reason why the Philadelphia Eagles defense was one of the best in the NFL. That's Darius Slay, all big dog first team defense at cornerback. Alright, so the next cornerback we have is Tariq Woolen of the Seattle Seahawks. He had 63 tackles, 6 interceptions, 1 touchdown, 1 fumble recovery, and he defended 16 passes. Seattle Seahawks cornerback Tariq Woolen on the all big dog first team defense. Alright, before I announce the safeties, let me just put this out here. C.J. Gardner-Johnson of the Philadelphia Eagles and Justin Simmons of the Denver Broncos. They both balled out when they was on the field, but they both only played 12 out of 17 games. That's why I don't have them on the first or second team defense. They both are showing out. I just feel like they ain't playing enough games. Just to put that out there. Alright, so at safety, we have Talanoa Hufanga of the San Francisco 49ers. He had 97 tackles, 2 sacks, 5 tackles for loss. He defended 9 passes, had 4 interceptions, a touchdown, and he forced 2 fumbles. Talanoa Hufanga of the San Francisco 49ers played big on the best defense in the NFL. First team, all big dog defense. All right, next at safety, we have Minnesota Vikings Harrison Smith. He had 85 tackles, defended 10 passes, had 5 interceptions, and he forced a fumble. Harrison Smith played outstanding for the Minnesota Vikings, and he's on the first team All Big Dog defense. All right, y'all, let's get into the All Big Dog second team defense of the 2022 season. All right, of course, we're starting off with the big boys up front. We got Quinnen Williams of the New York Jets. In 16 games, he had 55 tackles, 12 sacks, 12 tackles for loss, 4 pass defense, forced 2 fumbles, and recovered the fumble. Quinnen Williams of the New York Jets, All Big Dog second team defense. All right, next on the defensive line, we got Brian Burns of the Carolina Panthers. He played 16 games. He had 63 tackles, 12 and a half sacks, 17 tackles for loss, defended 3 passes, and forced a fumble. That's Brian Burns of the Carolina Panthers. The next defensive lineman we have is Jason Hargrave of the Philadelphia Eagles. He had 60 tackles, 11 sacks, 10 tackles for loss, 2 pass defense. He forced a fumble, and he recovered 2 fumbles. He helped that Philadelphia Eagles defense be one of the best in the league, and I have him on an All Big Dog second team defense. All right, and the fourth and final defensive lineman on the All Big Dog defense is Josh Sweat of the Philadelphia Eagles. In 16 games, he had 48 tackles, 11 sacks, 15 tackles for loss. He defended a pass, he caught an interception, he had a touchdown, and he forced a fumble. Josh Sweat of the Philadelphia Eagles, All Big Dog second team defense. All right, man, so we're going to get to the linebackers. We have Matthew Judon of the New England Patriots. He has 60 tackles, 15 and a half sacks, 3 pass defense, 2 forced fumbles, and 1 fumble recovery. That's Matthew Judon at linebacker from the New England Patriots. Our next linebacker we have is Alex Highsmith of the Pittsburgh Steelers. He played all 17 games, contributed 63 tackles, 14 and a half sacks, 12 tackles for loss, 1 pass defense, and 5 forced fumbles. Alex Highsmith, Pittsburgh Steelers, All Big Dog second team defense. The last linebacker we have is Devin White of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He had a great season, 124 tackles, 5.5 sacks, 8 tackles for loss, 5 pass defense, 2 forced fumbles, and 3 fumble recoveries. Devin White of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. All right, so let's get to the cornerbacks. First, we have Minnesota Vikings, Patrick Peterson. He contributed 66 tackles, 15 pass defense, 5 interceptions, helping the Vikings have one of the best records in the NFL today. It's Patrick Peterson of the Minnesota Vikings at cornerback, All Big Dog second team defense. All right, and then at cornerback we have Green Bay Packers, Jair Alexander. He played big for the Packers defense. He had 56 tackles, 14 pass defense, 5 interceptions, 4 tackles for loss. That's cornerback Jair Alexander, Green Bay Packers, All Big Dog second team defense. All right, at safety, we have Minkah Fitzpatrick of the Pittsburgh Steelers. He played 15 games, had 96 tackles, 6 interceptions, 11 pass defense, and 1 touchdown. The Steelers, they kind of struggled this season, but Fitzpatrick did stand out as one of the best safeties in the NFL today. And to finish off the All Big Dog second team defense is Tayshaun Gibson Sr. of the San Francisco 49ers. He had 61 tackles, half a sack, 8 pass defense, 5 interceptions, and he was second in the league in interception return yards with 141. So that's Tayshaun Gibson Sr., safety of the San Francisco 49ers. All right, now that we finished the All Big Dog first and second teams, let's go to the NFL Big Dog Coach of the Year. All right, so the 2022 NFL Big Dog Coach of the Year is Jacksonville Jaguars, Doug Peterson. Now, last season, the Jaguars was one of the worst teams in the National Football League. They only won 3 games last year. They hired Doug Peterson this season. Now, don't get me wrong. I expected Doug Peterson to be able to build something in Jacksonville with young Trevor Lawrence. I believe that. You know, Trevor Lawrence coming out of college, expected to be a big-time quarterback in the NFL, coming off his rookie season. Then you have Doug Peterson, who won a Super Bowl as a head coach with the Philadelphia Eagles back when they played the Patriots just a few years ago. So you know he could be a good coach in this league. But I didn't expect these guys to go from one of the worst teams in the NFL to a playoff team in the first season. Trevor Lawrence, he improved greatly under Doug Peterson's coaching. And, of course, the offensive coordinators and everything. But Doug Peterson, he's the man that run the yard. He's the head coach. They went from 3-14 last year. This year they finished 9-8. Like, I swear at one point, it looked like the Tennessee Titans had the AFC South Division sold up. And you ain't think nobody was going to catch them, but Jacksonville, they caught up with them, man. They won the last 5 games of the season, including beating the Titans. And they also had a big one on the Dallas Cowboys as well. And, you know, Jacksonville, they coming into the playoffs hot. And you got to thank Doug Peterson as the head coach for that, man. So shout out to Doug Peterson, 2022 Big Dog NFL Coach of the Year. All right, y'all, so it's time to announce the Big Dog NFL Player of the Year. It's none other than Philadelphia Eagles quarterback, Jalen Hurts. Now, is Jalen Hurts the best quarterback in the NFL? In my opinion, no. But I felt like he was the most valuable player this season. Patrick Mahomes is right behind him, so don't get it twisted. But if you know Jalen Hurts, he only lost 1 game as a starter this year. The Eagles, they finished 14-3. Those last 2 losses is when Jalen Hurts didn't play because of injuries. But Jalen Hurts only lost 1 game as a starter this year. He had some pretty good numbers. It wasn't the most spectacular passing numbers. You know, he played 15 games. He threw a little over 3,700 yards, 3,701 to be exact, 22 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. That's not something that'll wow you or anything like that. But he did rush for 760 yards and ran in 13 touchdowns and completed 67% of his passes. So he was balling. Now Patrick Mahomes is on another level. But Jalen Hurts, he played great. And he led the Eagles to a 14-1 win-loss record this year when he was on the field. The Eagles looking nearly unstoppable when Jalen Hurts was under center for him. So that's why I got Jalen Hurts as the Big Dog NFL Player of the Year for 2022. All right, that's the end of the Big Dog NFL Awards for 2022. Subscribe, mash that like button. Tell me what you think in the comment section. Big Dog out.